We're going to do a video about this car, if I can find Duke here. Looks like maybe he's taking another nap here. Yep, there he is. Hey, Duke! Oh, Duke! You want to tell me about this car?
What?
You're going to tell me about this car.
Oh. Can't even get a good mid-morning nap.
Well, you know.
Getting interrupted. Well, I'm still glad we have this car.
Okay, still, huh?
Still. But first I want to, not the particular, well, we'll get to that story later, but this here is a Hyundai HB20.
Oh, yes, okay. What's the HB stand for?
Hyundai Brazil.
Okay.
This car is designed for the Brazilian market. It's manufactured in Brazil, and for a long time it was only sold in Brazil. I think they started making it about 20 years ago, and only in the last maybe 4 or 5 years have they started exporting to other South American countries and to Mexico, I think. And but I don't know what makes it the design Brazilian. I mean, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea. I don't know what that. But there's one thing that's very Brazilian about it, and that's the engine.
What about the engine?
Because that
does
is especially designed, I'm pretty sure, for the Brazilian market. Well, it's a 1 liter, and for my fellow boomers, that's a 61 cubic inch engine. And that's about the only engine they offer. There's one other or 2 others, but they're basically all small. I think it's 3 cylinders, I'm not sure. But what's unique about it is that it's a flex fuel, which has a different definition than a flex fuel in the US. When you pull into a gas station, you've got 3 choices, 3 pumps: diesel, gasoline, ethanol. Of course, this doesn't use diesel, but it's not that flexible. But the gasoline, by law, has 27% alcohol,
Wow.
Ethanol.
That's more than at home?
Yeah, it's usually 10% or 85% is the E85. If you get the ethanol here, it's 100% ethanol.
Ah.
So you're either getting 27% or 100% ethanol. And I think this engine will take both, either, although we've only just bought the gasoline out of an abundance of caution. No one said use ethanol or whatever. So anyway.
So the one we is just pure gasoline, or it also has ethanol?
No, there's no pure gasoline.
Okay.
By law, gasoline has 27% ethanol. I think
Okay.
they just raised it from 25 to 27. I don't know, not too long ago. But it's a functional car. It's gotten us quite a few miles without incident until today. But I want to go back to, well, have you noticed the crops here?
Well, is this corn coming up here?
So it's
Future ethanol?
It's just for reference, we're on October 1st.
In the southern hemisphere?
In the southern hemisphere, which would be April 1st in the northern hemisphere.
Beginning of
climate,
spring-wise, yeah.
Yeah, spring-wise. And we've got them harvesting wheat.
We saw a lot of that yesterday.
We've got wheat fields that have been harvested, it looks like, for a while.
Uh-huh.
We've got wheat fields that are not ready to harvest. And then what we have a lot of is where they have harvested the wheat and they've already planted corn or beans. And, you know.
And that's what we think this is?
The corn is at least this tall. Some of it's, you know, a foot tall. The beans are usually just 3 or 4 inches tall right now.
And that's wheat straw in there, you think?
Yeah, and a lot of the fields, this one has had some cultivation, but a lot of them, they have planted the corn and beans right in the stubble of the wheat field without any tillage.
Huh.
So it's I don't know. It was, I mean, I'm not a farmer, so I don't know these things. But I was trying to figure it all out, you know.
Right.
I'm trying to think, I have to put it back in, okay, if it was April 1st, back in the US, you know, and all that, and it just, but what I think, then it kind of dawned on me, and this kind of helps explain a lot of things, is they probably get 2 crops a year. So they probably plant wheat every year.
Right, because if it freezes, it doesn't freeze much here in winter.
Right,
We're so close
in
to
the
the
winter,
tropics.
it gets down to about freezing. It can freeze, but it'd be not a hard freeze. And I think the winter's, you know, 3 months, 4 months. It means you got a 9-month growing season.
And you said that the humidity that we have here, which is pretty high,
Very
the
high.
corn likes humidity, does it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, you know, I don't know, but once I realized they probably get 2 crops a year, that kind of helped in my mind explain some
Interesting,
things.
okay.
But anyway, back to this car and why I'm glad we have it. When we got to the rental agency
In São Paulo.
to pick it up. Now I made this booking 4 or 5 months ago in May, and it was a great price. Even all the other companies were a lot more, and even this same company at a different location, which was actually a little closer to where we were, was a lot more. So I thought, well, we can pay for the taxi, go out there and get. And we got there. It was $102 for 9 or 10 days, plus $150 one-way fee.
Because we're going from São Paulo to Foz de Iguazu.
Yes. And we got there, we had to wait, we were real busy. We got up there, we went through the whole, you know, taking the payment for the $150. We'd already paid the $100, $102. Paying a deposit, running that on the card, signing here, signing there, declining this, declining that. They passed the contract over to sign, and she put it on the counter, and before I could get the pin, she says, oh, wait, and she took it back, and she's looking at the computer, and she saw, oh, geez, she said, I don't know. She finally said, we don't have an office in Foz de Iguazu anymore. They closed it in June.
And you made the reservation in May?
In May, but they've had 3 or 4 months to tell me it's closed, and they haven't. I mean, that was my first response. I've got an email, I've got a telephone. You could have let me know.
Right.
They said, well, we'll fix this. We'll try the, and while they're doing that, I'm standing there. I'm on my phone looking. Well, you know, if they just cancel, we'll just. I mean, it's not I won't be happy, but we'll just run from somebody else. Well, every place I looked didn't have any cars. Not going from São Paulo and returning to Foz. I was at the counter for over an hour standing there after this decline, and they finally found a car. She said, this is the only car rental company that I can find that has cars and a return in Foz. We'll pay for it, the difference. And we'll give you a ride over to their office. And so, I mean, they did I mean, I was grateful that they did that.
Yeah,
we were there for an hour and a half in that office.
And she was very helpful.
The first
and nice.
office.
Right.
Yeah, I think she was very, I mean, I could almost see tears in her eyes, you know?
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of communication because she didn't speak much English, she didn't speak much Spanish. We started off in English, then we went to Spanish. But, you know, we got the car from the second company. And so far we haven't paid any additional amounts or anything else. It is, one thing I've been pondering a lot as I drive this vehicle though, is in other vehicles, like our own cars and stuff, what percentage of the time when you're driving do you have the accelerator totally depressed? Pedal to the metal, as they say.
Maybe when you're passing or going up a hill.
Going up a steep hill. I would say in this car, it's 50 to 60% of the time.
Wow.
I mean, you get to a hill, it's a 5-speed, you're shifting down the 4 and then maybe 3. On the highway, usually 3 is about the lowest, but if on city streets we've gone down the 2, and occasionally had to get in first gear to get up a steep hill. And so, you know, it just seems, I'm still wondering exactly, or kind of what percentage is.
So this is, yeah, this is a new, yes.
So this is a underpowered, but
it's done the job
it's
for
done
us
the job
so far anyway.
So far, but
This morning though.
this morning we came out and we had 1 flat tire and 1 low tire, the 2 front tires. So we were going to call the agency because we have some emergency number or something.
But it is Sunday morning.
It is Sunday morning, and somebody there said,
Somebody at the hotel.
at the hotel said, oh, I'll change it for you. So he got out the spare. It's a temporary spare, and he put it on. And we noticed that the inside of the tire was totally worn down to the cords.
And this one over here was.
And then we looked over here, this one that was a little low, and it's the same way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can show.
So you can see the steel.
See that kind of mesh there?
So I'm not so happy with the car, but it's our last day. If we can get to our destination today, we're home free. We're done.
I don't know. You have the key with you. We could open up the back one and open up the trunk and show the luggage and show the flat tire.
Wow, that's upside down. I don't know why that's.
Yeah, we've got, that's our water for the week. There's the flat.
I don't want to cut myself. You can see the steel.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah, that's
From
not,
here to here.
not good at all.
The rest of it, you know, is acceptable, I guess.
Yeah. All right, well, we only have to have it last another 100 miles, so let's hope, keep our fingers crossed, hope we make it.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're only drinking that beer after we get to our destinations.
You don't want one now?
No, I don't, thank you very much. All right, so shall we give it a try?
Did you get a, yeah, did you get a,
Yeah.
what's this guy in the field doing over here? Do you,
It sounds almost like he's combining or something, doesn't
I
it?
don't think he is.
We've seen a lot of this wheat being harvested with big combines and fields and fields and fields.
No, he's not harvesting.
Is he planting?
Oh, I think he is.
Oh, it's interesting how it knocks down the, did you see that it kind of knocks down the straw? I think they were wondering if we were, very interesting. I think he was wondering if we were broken down.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wondering how this works. So that is very interesting. So that's just putting the seed in?
Yeah, I guess so. I got to tell you one more time, I'm not a farmer. So anything I say may or may not be accurate.
Well, we have at least one viewer who's a farmer, so we should.
Yeah,
he should
where
correct,
is he when you need him?
We should. Well, yeah, we've multiple times said, "Oh, Brian could tell us what that piece of equipment is, or what that breed of cow is, or." But he's not here, so we have to guess. Okay, well, so we go on down the road?
Come on, let's go.
Okay, I'm going with you, dear.
All right, well, I was counting on it. I wasn't going to leave without you, sweetheart.
All right, we're gonna